Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a Friday night broadcast of Shack Baseball on C103 and GoodGuysRadioTV.com. That's right, you can watch this game just as well as listen. You can tune in on any of our social media for Good Guys Radio TV, also on YouTube or at GoodGuysRadioTV.com. Whatever works best for you to watch this game, you can do so. I'm at Manchester High School just like I was last night as we are winding down the season, regular season play, I should say. This is the final league matchup for the Manchester Greyhounds, and it's a very important one because they defeated White Oak last night. That puts them all alone in first place. They need to defeat Fairfield for that to remain the same way, where they would be alone in first place. If they lose, they're still going to be in first place in Division II of the Shack, but they would share that with either White Oak or Peebles, who are now tied for second place. So, and those two teams are playing each other tonight at Peebles. So, whoever wins there is going to, potentially tie with Manchester unless Manchester wins, and then they will be all alone in first place. Let's look at those conference standings. It is, of course, Lynchburg Clay, who is at the top of Division I as we kick off our Between the Baseline show. By the way, brought to you by Ron Lynch, your financial advisor with Edward Jones Investments in Maysville. Again, Lynchburg Clay at the top of Division I in the Shack. They are undefeated. We are going to broadcast their final season game on Monday night. That'll be our final regular season game. Tonight was supposed to be our last regular season game. But we decided to add that game on Monday because if Lynchburg Clay defeats Fayetteville, that'll be their opponent on Monday, they will get the gold ball. So we're going to broadcast that game for you on Monday night on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV. North Adams is going to finish in the number 2 spot, no matter what happens with these final games. North Adams will be in second place in Division I. 8-5 is their record. Eastern will be in third place with a 4-8 record. West Union in fourth place with a 2-9 record, and Ripley in fifth place, 0-12. Now, Division II, again, is where things are still undetermined. We know that Manchester is going to finish either alone in first place or tied in first place. They currently are 9-3. Peebles and White Oak are tied for second, both at 8-4. Fairfield is in fourth place with a 5-7 record, and Fayetteville in fifth place with a 4-7 record. So those two teams could also end up tied as well, depending, again, what happens tonight and what happens on Monday night between Lynchburg and Fayetteville. So that's a look at your league standings for baseball. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back to look at your Magulac Tire Service rosters for both ball clubs as we continue Between the Baselines right here on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV, presented by CMT Components.
I'm a little bit of a hillbilly. I was raised in Cincinnati, Ohio. We moved to Hillsboro in 1971, fell in love with rural living. I bought an 18-acre piece of property out in the country, started raising cattle, but there's nothing like walking out your back porch and seeing soybeans, corn's growing, cattle grazing in the pastures and baling hay.
Big box home improvement stores don't brag about their customer service and knowledgeable staff, and that's because they rarely have either one. Do you really want electrical and plumbing advice from a person who was assembling patio furniture yesterday? Nope. Get what you need from the pros at West Union Electric and Plumbing Supply. They now have an expanded hardware line to complement the electrical and plumbing parts, plus handy tips and advice to help you get the job done. West Union Electric and Plumbing Supply, 1 block south of the courthouse on Walnut Street in West Union.
If pre-planning your funeral is the furthest thing from your mind, take a moment to reflect on some of the things closest to your heart, such as your family and friends. Pre-planning your funeral will spare them the burden of making difficult decisions at a difficult time. For information about pre-planning a funeral, visit WallaceThompsonFuneralHomes.com or contact the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes with locations in Peebles, Seaman, and Winchester. Trust in the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes, providing the care and service that you and your family deserve.
Your plan is ready. It's time to build. At CMT Components, we design and manufacture quality building materials for your custom job. If you need metal panels and trim, trusses, or even a complete pole barn package, we do it all, including delivering right to your job site. To get started, call us at 937-446-3400. You can also check us out online or stop by our office in Sardinia, Ohio to discuss your plans today. Let's get building.
Welcome back to Between the Baselines, brought to you by Ron Lynch, your financial advisor with Edward Jones Investments in Maysville. It's time to take a look at the rosters for both ball clubs. We will start with the visiting team. That's the Fairfield Lions. Their roster begins with a junior. Wearing number 4, that is Grayson Abbott. Caleb Rice is wearing number 10. He's a junior. Spencer Hurlis, a sophomore, wearing number 11. Zane Collins wears number 12. He's a junior. Cameron Miller, also a junior, wearing number 15. Anderson Humphreys, a sophomore, wearing number 16. Van Bennington is a junior, wearing number 18. Cam Cottle is a freshman. He wears number 19. Number 21 is Camden Luschik, and he is a freshman. Ben Miller wears number 22. He's a senior. Keenan White is a freshman, wearing number 25. Parker Pierce wears number 26 and is a sophomore. Joel Matthews, a sophomore, wears number 28. Zach Azarak, a senior, wearing number 29. And rounding out the roster, Weston Baldwin, a freshman, wearing number 33. So that's a look at your complete roster for the Fairfield Lions. Now let's talk about the Manchester Greyhounds. Their roster starts off with number 2, Traven Hildebrand. He's a senior, followed by Bentley Colvin, a freshman, wearing number 3. Clayton Colvin is a junior, wearing number 4. Landon Doyle wears number 5. He's a senior. Jasper Walker, number 6, is a freshman. Parker Hayslip, wearing number 9, is a senior. Kenton Butt is a sophomore, wearing number 12. Lucas Rigdon, wearing number 14, is a freshman. James Hackathorn wears number 16. He's a sophomore. Braylon Rickett is a senior, wearing number 21. Bryce Young wears number 23. He's a sophomore. Luke Applegate wears number 25. He's a senior. Carson Inman is a junior, wearing number 44. And rounding out the roster is Kason Shelton, a freshman, wearing number 54. That's a look at your roster for the Manchester Greyhounds. Manchester, by the way, in the field right now warming up. We're not too far away from our first pitch. We are getting just a little bit of a late start tonight. It's a long travel for the Fairfield Lions to get to Manchester. They're about as far away. The only other team maybe that would be as far would be Ripley. So good bit of a drive. Anyway, we are going to be back to set our batting order and field positions right after this as we continue Between the Baselines, brought to you by Ron Lynch, your financial advisor with Edward Jones Investments in Maysville, right here on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV, presented by CMT Components.
I'm proud to own and operate 3 locally rooted pharmacies: Bristow Pharmacy in Ripley, Donahue Pharmacy in Georgetown, and Sardinia Pharmacy in Sardinia. We offer everything a large pharmacy chain can, and quite a few things that they can't. In most cases, you're in and out within 5 minutes, receiving exactly what you need efficiently and compassionately. Our pricing is often equal to or better than competitors in our region, and our commitment to customer service is unmatched. If you have any questions or would like to learn more about our services, we'd love to hear from you.
Summer's almost here and it's time to service your vehicle to prepare for those long road trips ahead. Bowling Automotive Service is here to help. Sardinia's local auto repair expert has built their reputation on hard work, integrity, and their auto repair expertise. Bowling Auto Service does batteries, brakes, inspections, oil changes, tires, diagnostics, and more. Call Bowling Auto Service at 937-213-2046. Stop by 12702 White House Road in Sardinia or visit them online at bowlingautomotiveservice.com.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Ron Lynch, can help. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, we can work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by our office at 481 Tucker Drive in Maysville. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
At Southern Hills Community Bank, we take great pride in building strong relationships with our customers. We're dedicated to providing the best products and services to fit your needs, like checking and savings, home and auto loans, plus ATM and debit cards, online banking, bill pay, and mobile banking with mobile deposit. Visit SouthernHillsCommunityBank.com or stop by any of our 8 convenient locations. We want to be your bank. Southern Hills Community Bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Customer service with a difference.
So Between the Baselines, brought to you by Ron Lynch, your financial advisor with Edward Jones Investments in Maysville. By the way, Matt Hildebrand is our producer tonight on Good Guys Radio TV. If you want to watch the game, Sarah Rigdon, our producer in the studio for C103. And if I didn't say who I am, I'm Ken Smith. And we are not too far away from getting our first pitch. Let's take a look at our batting order and field sets brought to you by Magulac Tire Service in Hillsboro. Let's start with the visiting team, the Fairfield Lions. Caleb Rice will be the leadoff batter for Fairfield, and he'll play third base. Cameron Miller will bat second and pitch. Ben Miller will play center field and bat third. Batting in the number 4 slot, Zane Collins will play right field. Weston Baldwin will catch and bat fifth. Van Bennington playing first base and batting sixth. Cam Cottle will play second base and bat seventh. Anderson Humphreys, the shortstop, will bat eighth. And Grayson Abbott will be in left field and bat in the number 9 hole. And pitching, we already mentioned, was Cameron Miller. And the pitching stats for Cameron Miller, he has pitched in 8 games. He's pitched 37 2/3 innings. He is 2-3. That's 2 wins, 3 losses. He's thrown 57 strikeouts. He has a 1.327 whip and a 3.345 ERA. So that's the pitching stats for Cameron Miller, again, who will be on the mound for the Fairfield Lions. Now, let's talk about the batting order and field positions for Manchester. Traven Hildebrand will be at the top of the batting order and will play second base. Luke Applegate playing shortstop and batting second. Clayton Colvin will bat third, and he is the center fielder. Carson Inman will play first base and bat fourth. Parker Hayslip will bat in the number 5 hole. He'll play third base. Braylon Rickett, the right fielder, will bat sixth. Kenton Butt will bat in the number 7 slot. He's pitching. Batting eighth is James Hackathorn, and he'll be DHing for Bentley Colvin, who will be playing left field. And then rounding out the batting order, Landon Doyle will catch and bat in the 9 hole. That's a look at the batting order for the Manchester Greyhounds. And pitching for Manchester, Kenton Butt. He has pitched in 5 games, 14 total innings pitched. His record is 1 win, 2 losses. And he's thrown 14 strikeouts. He has a 1.79 whip and a 4.50 ERA. That's your pitching stats for Kenton Butt, again, who will be on the mound for the Manchester Greyhounds. We want to thank Magulac Tire Service for sponsoring our batting order and field positions along with the rosters. Again, all part of your Between the Baseline show, brought to you by Ron Lynch, your financial advisor with Edward Jones Investments in Maysville. Next week, again, I mentioned already, we are going to broadcast Lynchburg versus Fayetteville on Monday night. I did fail to mention that Lynchburg does have a game this evening. That game is against Ripley, who has not won any games, any league games, or actually any games this season. I don't want to be presumptuous that Lynchburg will beat them, but I think the odds are high. So most likely the only real opponent standing in the way of Lynchburg getting that gold ball will be Fayetteville on Monday night. So that will be our broadcast for you on Monday night. Tuesday, we will have Shack Track for you, and that will be a TV broadcast only. Track just does not make for good radio. So we will broadcast that for you Tuesday evening on goodguysradiotv.com. And again, also all of our social media and YouTube, you'll be able to watch the Shack Track meet. That will be here at Manchester as well on Tuesday night. So that's Monday and Tuesday, and then we'll have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday off. because that's kind of that gap week before we get to tournament play, and that's where all your rain-out makeups are supposed to happen. Well, guess what? I don't know about any of the baseball teams, but we certainly didn't have one single rain-out when it came to any of our broadcast. So we have no makeups to worry about next week. It's kind of nice. Hopefully the farmers are okay. I know we could use a little bit of rain, but it certainly has been a perfect spring for baseball. We're going to take another break. We're not too far away from seeing our first pitch as Fairfield is in the field right now. They are finishing up their warm-ups, and then we'll get back to Manchester getting set to take the field as Fairfield will be first at bat here this evening at Manchester High School. Stick with us. We've got more Between the Baselines, brought to you by Ron Lynch, your financial advisor with Edward Jones Investments in Maysville, coming up right after this on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV, presented by CMT Components.
Creating a memorial to honor a lost loved one is a time-honored tradition. Whether it's a graveside monument, a cremation monument, or a pet memorial, the craftsmen at Peebles Monument Company will walk you through every step of the process, from concept to completion. Visit Peebles Monument Company, located on North Main Street in Peebles, and online at peeblesmonument.com. Choose Peebles Monument Company because sharing the life story of a loved one with those who matter most isn't just important today, it's important forever.
I wanted to prove to myself that I could go to college and get my degree.
What if I went to Southern State? What if I'm able to go and become that nurse or that lawyer or that teacher? Southern State Community College allows students to rise above the circumstances that they're surrounded by and become something more than they ever dreamed possible.
Don't let a blown tire slow you down this season. Trust Maggulac Tire Service in Hillsboro to keep you on the roll and in the field. At Maggulac, they offer on-the-farm ag and tire service, saving you downtime and saving you money. Call Maggulac Tire Service for all your tire needs at 937-364-2592 or stop in on Route 50 in Hillsboro. At Maggulac Tire Service, their emphasis is on great service. That's more than just a slogan, that's the Maggulac commitment every single day. Looking for the right path to your future? Let Ohio Means Jobs Adams Brown be your compass. With the PATH program, we'll guide you every step of the way. Whether you're navigating career planning, academic rewards, or paid work experience, PATH is your route to success. For ages 14 to 24, it's time to forge your path one opportunity at a time. Ready to step forward? Visit omjadamsbrown.org/path today and start paving the way to your brighter tomorrow. A division of APCAT must meet eligibility requirements. Funding is provided by TANF and WIOA and administered by ODJFS.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Between the Baselines, brought to you by Ron Lynch, your financial advisor with Edward Jones Investments in Maysville. Softball tournament, by the way, does kick off next week. And again, we don't cover softball until they make it out to the regional level or maybe even a district championship, just depending on our availability to broadcast. So we won't have any tournament softball for you next week, but it does start next week. And on Tuesday, when we are covering Shack Track, that's when we've got a couple of teams playing, including the Lady Greyhounds from Manchester. They'll face off against number 10 seed Paint Valley. Number 11 Ripley will play Lynchburg. So we have a tournament game that's between two of our Shack teams. Again, this is on the softball side. Federal Hawking will be at Peebles. Peebles a 4 seed. They play Tuesday night. And Belpre will play Fairfield on Tuesday night. So, again, that's softball tournament. We won't have any of those games for you, but just letting you know that those games are going to be happening. On Wednesday, Chesapeake will be at Eastern. Albany Alexander will be at North Adams. And West Union will be at Piketon. So that's all of the games for you next week in tournament action. For softball, after that, teams will have to win out to get to their second round, and that would be the week after. All right, so that's a look at some tournament softball for you. Again, Fairfield is going to be the first team at bat here this evening against Manchester, and Caleb Rice will be that leadoff batter when we get ready for our first pitch, which is not too far from now. Again, if you're just joining us, the importance of this game is whether Manchester will be alone in first place in Division II of the Shack, or whether they will share that with either White Oak or Peebles, who are facing off against each other right now. I believe that game is at Peebles, if I remember correctly from last night talking about that. So those two teams are tied for second. If Manchester loses, then that's going to make one of those teams share first place. The Greyhounds, I'm sure, would like to get the win tonight and have that number one spot all to themselves. So, again, we are not too far away from our first pitch. The umpires are meeting with the officials out at home plate. So after that conversation is over, we'll be ready to play baseball. Looking at your Fairfield Lions batting stats, Caleb Rice, the leadoff batter, is averaging .254. He has a .389 on base percentage. Cameron Miller will bat second with a .250 average and a .342 on base percentage. Ben Miller batting third. He averages .283 and has a .443 on base percentage. Zane Collins bats in the 4-hole, the cleanup batter with a .218 average. He has a .290 on base percentage. Weston Baldwin with a .233 average and a .450 on base percentage. He'll bat fifth. Batting sixth, Van Bennington bats .204 is his average with a .355 on base percentage. Cam Cottle batting seventh with a .212, and he has a .333 on base percentage. Anderson Humphreys batting eighth with a .143 average and a .262 on base percentage. Grayson Abbott at the bottom of the roster, or the bottom of the batting order, with a .167 average and a .368 on base percentage. So that's a look at the batting averages and on-base percentages for all of your Fairfield Lions. And again, they will bat first. We'll take another quick break. We're back to wrap up Between the Baselines, brought to you by Ron Lynch, your financial advisor with Edward Jones Investments in Maysville, right after this on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV, presented by CMT Components.
Insurance protection for you and your family. John Wood Insurance has helped thousands of families with their insurance needs since 1891. For service you can trust, contact John Wood Insurance in Georgetown at 937-378-4124, in Owensville at 513-732-2600, in West Union at 937-544-5505, or in Peebles at 937-587-2246. That's John Wood Insurance.
No one college can be all things to all people. But Maysville Community and Technical College is as close as it gets. We're affordable, like you've got a great chance to graduate with little to no debt affordable. Flexible, with in-person, online, and hybrid programs. And you can easily transfer your credits to continue on to a 4-year university. So while we can't be everything to everyone, we can be a lot of things to you. Learn more at maysville.kctcs.edu.
That's the sound of your truck losing you money. Whether you're a major trucking operation or an independent owner, you're losing business. Let me give you some advice. Call Willie & Son Trucking. Their certified Caterpillar, Cummins, and Detroit experts can get your truck moving so you can get back to doing business. Call Willie & Son Trucking for an overhaul or glider kit rebuild at 937-763-9521. Keep your business rolling with Willie & Son Trucking.
Snappy Tomato Pizza. The only thing better than pepperoni is more pepperoni, and Snappy's pepping up their game. Your favorite round pepperoni pizza just got an upgrade with even more of the bold, zesty flavor you crave on every single slice. For a limited time, grab a large, pepped-up pepperoni pizza for just $9.99. Hurry in or order online today and have a pep rally with pepped-up pepperoni. Snappy Delivery.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Manchester now in the field, getting warmed up and waiting for that first batter. I did not talk about what happened the last time these two teams met. That was back on Thursday, April 16th. It was at Fairfield, and the Greyhounds did win that game 11-6. Now, again, Manchester has lost 3 games this year. Who did they lose to? Well, they lost to White Oak the first time those two teams met. Of course, they beat White Oak last night 6-2. Manchester did also lose to Lynchburg Clay 1-0. That was on April 13th. And then they lost to Fayetteville by 1 run, 10-9. That was on April 23rd. Manchester has won 3 of their, actually they've won 6 out of their last 7 games. The last team to beat them was a non-conference matchup, which was Huntington Ross, who defeated them by 3 runs, 9-6 in extra innings. So that's the last loss that the Manchester Greyhounds have had. All right, our first batter is ready to step up to the plate. The umpire checking with us. We are set and ready to go. Caleb Rice, the leadoff batter. He's your third baseman for Fairfield. Caleb Rice has had 59 at-bats, tries a bunt on that first pitch. It'll end up in foul territory for strike 1. Rice has 15 hits coming into this game. I already mentioned he has a .254 batting average. Well, he tried that bunt from a left-hand side. Now he's going to switch over and bat right-handed. Second pitch, he's going to knock this one over top of the first baseman out into right field. And that's going to be good for a single. So the Fairfield Lions will put their first runner on base. Well-placed fly ball. It was over top Carson Inman's head and short of Braylon Ricketts. Also trying to come over and make the play was Traven Hildebrand, the second baseman. Nobody could get there in time, so that was well-placed. Up to bat now is going to be Cameron Miller. Miller jumps on the first pitch. He'll knock this one out into left field, and it'll drop short of Bentley Colvin, and that'll also be good for a single. Man, Lions are putting the bat on the ball. So with runners on first and second, Ben Miller will come to bat for the Lions. Miller, the center fielder. I didn't even get to give you any of Cameron Miller's stats. Ben Miller's stats, he has 53 at-bats. First pitch will be low. They're going to make a play at third. Do they get him? Nope, he'll slide in safe. So Caleb Rice gets a steal and is now in scoring position on third. By the way, Cameron Miller moved over to second. So 2 runners in scoring position. Ben Miller at bat. Again, 53 at-bats coming into this game. That one will find the strike zone for strike 1. Miller has 15 hits. That's a .283 average. He has scored 15 runs. He's hit 1 double, 1 triple, and 1 home run. Gets a hold of that one, but it'll end up foul over the backstop. Strike 2. Miller has hit 8 RBIs this season and has a .443 on-base percentage. No outs, 2 on. Top of the first. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ben Miller will go down swinging for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Zane Collins, the right fielder. Collins has 55 at-bats coming into this game. He has 12 hits for a .218 average. Tries the bunt. That one goes into foul territory for strike 1. Collins has scored 10 runs. He's hit 8 RBIs. Has a .290 on-base percentage. This and every game on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV brought to you by Peebles Monument Company. A bunt down the first base line, and that's going to allow him to reach as Carson Inman had to charge in and actually missed it on the scoop. And that also allows Caleb Rice to score. So Collins reaches on a bunt. And brings a run home to put the Lions on the board 1-0 with one out in the top of the first. Weston Baldwin now comes to bat. Again, People's Monument Company, another one of our season sponsors, and now going for the steal at second. Yeah, they're not going to challenge that. They're going to let Zane Collins move over to second. So 2 runners in scoring position again for the Lions. People's Monument Company, because sharing the life story of a loved one isn't just important today, it's important forever. This pitch will be high. Ball 1. No, ball 2, sorry. 2-0 the count for Baldwin. Now tries the bunt. Did not make contact, but he attempted, and that'll be a strike. So 2-1 the count with 1 out and 2 on for Weston Baldwin. 1 run already in for the Lions. 1-0 score. That one will be high, ball 3. First State Bank is proud to sponsor Shack Baseball on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV. Learn more about First State Bank at the branch near you in Southern Ohio or Northern Kentucky. Baldwin watches that one go by for strike 2, runs the count full. You can also learn about First State Bank by visiting them online at fsb4me.com. That's fsb4me.com. High ball 4. First walk of the game given up by Kenton Butt. That will load the bases for the Lions. By the way, Landon Doyle is catching. Carson Inman playing first base. Traven Hildebrand at second. Parker Hayslip third. Luke Applegate playing shortstop. Bentley Colvin is in left field. First pitch for Van Bennington. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Clayton Colvin's in center field. Braylon Rickett in right field. Van Bennington at bat. 49 at-bats this season. Jumps on the second pitch. It'll go foul. Down the third base line for strike 2. 10 hits for Van Bennington. He has a .204 batting average. He has scored 6 runs this season. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Down and away. Ball 1. Bennington's hit 1 double, 1 triple, and 9 RBIs. Inside, and it must have grazed him, as they're going to go ahead and give him his base, and that'll walk a run home, as Bennington will take his base as a hit batter. So the Lions now with a 2-0 score, and head coach Trey Mead's going to come to the mound. He'll pull his infield in. They'll have a conversation. So a timeout. We'll take a break. We're back right after this on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV, presented by CMT Components.
Our beliefs matter. They're reflected in our words and actions. At First State Bank, we believe in treating people well, and have since 1884. Listening, caring, looking out for each other. It's what people deserve. It's what a real local bank does. While lots of things have changed over the years, our belief in you hasn't. First State Bank, built on belief.
As we come back, Cam Cottle takes strike 1. Cam Cottle has 33 at-bats so far this season. Bunts it. That brings a run home. Can he outrun it? A mistake there, as nobody at first. for the throw. So another run will score. And Cottle's going to reach on an error. I think I'll charge that against the first baseman since he didn't stay on first to take the throw. And I'm sure he thought the throw would come home, but the runner was so far off the base, there was no way that he wasn't going to make it safe. At bat now, Anderson Humphreys, his first pitch called strike one. Humphreys has 56 at-bats this season, 8 hits. This pitch will be outside. Ball 2. 2-1 the count for Anderson Humphreys. Humphreys has a 143 average. Scored 11 runs this season. Has hit 4 RBIs. Swats that one into foul territory for strike 2. Evens the count for Anderson Humphreys. 3-0 the score in the top of the first. Lions leading. And a grounder to second. And Hildebrand tags the runner coming by him and turns the double play. Nice play by Traven Hildebrand. He scooped it right in the runner's path, and the runner was coming by him as he got the glove on it. He was able to tag the runner and turn the double play at first. That will do it for the Lions in the top of the first, but not before they score 3 runs. We're back with the Greyhounds at bat after this on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV, presented by CMT Components.
Our business is helping you grow. We're Baxter Tractor. We take care of you like family.
We've been growing since 1946. As your Kubota dealer, our focus is to help you grow today and into the future. Stop by one of our locations today, visit with our folks, and see our entire lineup of Kubota products.
Our business is helping you grow. Baxter Tractor.
C103, 99.5 The Edge, and Good Guys Radio TV are your source for everything local. From Shack basketball
Shot by Osborne, 3 on the buzzer!
Wow. To Shack baseball.
Wells is going to drive. He makes it. He's safe.
Western Brown football.
Throws it towards the end zone, and it's complete.
To Shack volleyball.
Hatton for the kill. It's good.
Local fairs, festivals, and more.
Ire to the finish line.
Crosses the line to get the victory.
Never miss a moment with C103, 99.5 The Edge, and Good Guys Radio TV.
I'm a little bit of a hillbilly. You know, I was raised in Cincinnati, Ohio. We moved to Hillsboro in 1971. Fell in love with rural living. I bought an 18-acre piece of property out in the country, started raising cattle, but there's nothing like walking out your back porch and seeing soybeans, corn's growing, cattle grazing into pastures and baling hay.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Fairfield Lions with a 3-run lead here in the bottom of the first now. They take the field with Cameron Miller on the mound. Weston Baldwin is catching. Van Bennington playing first. Cam Cottle is second. Caleb Rice will play third base. Anderson Humphreys playing shortstop to round out your infield. Traven Hildebrand, the leadoff batter for the Greyhounds, will step to the plate. First pitch called strike 1 for Hildebrand. Hildebrand with 47 at-bats coming into this game. He has 13 hits. That's a .277 average. Second pitch is going to be low and away. Ball 1. Hildebrand has scored 20 runs. He's hit 2 doubles. He has a .443 on-base percentage. Again, Miller on the mound, fastball, 73 miles an hour, and Hildebrand lines it right straight to the second baseman, Cam Cottle. So Hildebrand will line out to second for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Luke Applegate, the shortstop. Tonight's coverage presented by Maysville Community and Technical College. College for your world. Learn more and apply online at maysville.kctcs.edu. First pitch for Applegate, low for ball one. Kind of nice having the radar gun here for these pitches. That one high and away. Ball two. 2-0 count for Applegate. Applegate with 45 at-bats coming into this one. That one inside, ball three. Applegate has 19 hits for a .422 average. That's pretty nice. That one will be called ball four. First walk of the game given up by Cameron Miller. Clayton Colvin will now come to bat. Colvin, the center fielder for Manchester, bats left-handed. He has 49 at-bats coming into this game. Colvin has 19 hits. That's a .388 average. He has scored 20 runs. Now the pickoff attempt unsuccessful as Applegate is back safe. Colvin has hit 2 doubles, 3 triples, and 26 RBIs. Little breezy here this evening at Manchester. Another pickoff attempt. Temperature's pretty nice though. We're hovering right around 70 degrees. Miller's going to settle in. Now the pitch. Called strike one, and moving over to second is going to be Applegate. He gets a steal. Yeah, Colvin watched that one go by. I did not catch the speed on that fastball. But it'll be an 0-1 count now for Colvin. Colvin, by the way, with a .500 on-base percentage. He'll get a hold of that one. It's a grounder to second. It gets bobbled, but they're still able to make the throw. So Colvin will ground out to second for the second out of the inning, but that will move Applegate over to third. And now Carson Inman will come to bat. Inman had a couple of hits last night. I believe he had a total of 3 RBIs. First pitch, 75 miles an hour, and Inman watches it go by for strike one. Inman comes into this game with 53 at-bats. He has 15 hits. Inside ball one. Inman, a left-handed batter, has a .283 average. He has scored 9 runs this season. Gets that one, a grounder to second, and another successful throw from Cam Cottle to Van Bennington, and that'll be out number 3 as the Greyhounds will strand one with Inman grounding out to second to end the inning. We'll take a break and be back with Fairfield at bat in the top of the second with a 3-run lead right here on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV, presented by CMT Components.
Big box home improvement stores don't brag about their customer service and knowledgeable staff, and that's because they rarely have either one. Do you really want electrical and plumbing advice from a person who was assembling patio furniture yesterday? Nope. Get what you need from the pros at West Union Electric and Plumbing Supply. They now have an expanded hardware line to complement the electrical and plumbing parts, plus handy tips and advice to help you get the job done. West Union Electric and Plumbing Supply, 1 block south of the courthouse on Walnut Street in West Union.
If pre-planning your funeral is the furthest thing from your mind, take a moment to reflect on some of the things closest to your heart, such as your family and friends. Pre-planning your funeral will spare them the burden of making difficult decisions at a difficult time. For information about pre-planning a funeral, visit WallaceThompsonFuneralHomes.com or contact the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes with locations in Peebles, Seaman, and Winchester. Trust in the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes, providing the care and service that you and your family deserve.
Your plan is ready. It's time to build. At CMT Components, we design and manufacture quality building materials for your custom job. If you need metal panels and trim, trusses, or even a complete pole barn package, we do it all, including delivering right to your job site. To get started, call us at 937-446-3400. You can also check us out online or stop by our office in Sardinia, Ohio to discuss your plans today. Let's get building.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Grayson Abbott, the leadoff batter for the Lions, took strike one. Second pitch will be outside, ball one. Grayson Abbott, the left fielder for the Lions, has 42 at-bats this season. He has 7 hits for a 167 average. This one will be high and inside, ball 2. Abbott has scored 12 runs. He's hit 8 RBIs. Foul tip. Runs the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kenton Butt on the mound for the Manchester Greyhounds with Landon Doyle behind home plate. Carson Inman at first base, Traven Hildebrand second. And this is going to be a hard shot out to center field. Settling underneath it's going to be Clayton Colvin for the catch. Abbott will fly out to center for the first out of the inning. That brings up Caleb Rice as we go back to the top of the batting order for the Lions. Rice already has a hit in this game. Also scored a run. First pitch for Rice is going to be in the dirt for ball 1. They'll change out the baseball. Now the pitch. Inside, ball 2. Southern Hills Community Bank is a proud sponsor of Shack Baseball on C103. They want to wish all of our student athletes the best of luck as we round out regular season play and get ready to head into tournament. Southern Hills Community Bank, again, proud sponsors of Shack Baseball. Foul tip, by the way, over the backstop. Makes the count 2 balls, 1 strike for Caleb Rice. Outside, ball 3. One out, nobody on. The Lions have a 3-run lead. Now the pitch for Rice. Another foul over the backstop for strike 2. That'll run the count full. Want to thank John Wood Insurance with locations in Georgetown, West Union, Peebles, and Owensville. Another one of our season sponsors on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV as Rice gets the walk. Second walk of the game given up by Kenton Butt. Cameron Miller now comes to bat. Pickoff attempt by Butt with the throw over to Inman. Unsuccessful. Speaking of Carson Inman, I charged him with an error in that first inning. After a little bit of discussion with Matt running the camera, we're going to change that to a bunt. as the run was pretty much scoring no matter what happened. And not sure it would have mattered. By the way, an unsuccessful pickoff attempt. The ball gets past Inman there, and that does allow Rice to move over to second. Anyway, if Inman had stayed at first, they probably would have gone there for the throw, but it is his job to charge in on a bunt. So, I don't know. You could maybe charge an error to the pitcher who did not attempt a throw anywhere. But swing and a miss. And another steal attempt is good as Rice moves over to third now in scoring position. Miller with that swing and a miss for strike one. Cameron Miller with 64 at-bats, make it 65 now as he's already had a bat here. Watches that one go by for strike two. Miller has a hit in the first inning. Got a single out of a line drive into shallow left field. Currently behind in the count. Pops that one up, and back to get underneath it is going to be Traven Hildebrand, the second baseman, with the catch. Rice will hold at third as Miller will fly out to second base for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up Ben Miller. Ben Miller is 0 for 1 in this game, struck out swinging his first at-bat for the first out in the first inning. Caleb Rice, the runner in scoring position on third for the Lions. First pitch will be high and inside, ball one. Miller with a .283 average coming into this game. Outside, ball two. Don't forget to stay tuned after the game. Our post-game will include several things, but one of them will be a naming of a Snappy Tomato Pizza player of the game. Miller watches that pitch go by for strike one. 2-1 count for Miller. Snappy Tomato Pizza, player of the game, brought to you by Snappy Tomato Pizza in Seaman, West Union, and Maysville. A fly out toward left, and Luke Applegate, the shortstop, making a long run over for the catch. And Miller will fly out to short for the final out of the inning. And the Lions will strand one. They do not score any in the top of the second, but they still lead Manchester 3-0. We're back with the bottom of the second. Manchester at bat right after this on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV, presented by CMT Components.
I'm proud to own and operate 3 locally rooted pharmacies: Bristow Pharmacy in Ripley, Donahue Pharmacy in Georgetown, and Sardinia Pharmacy in Sardinia. We offer everything a large pharmacy chain can, and quite a few things that they can't. In most cases, you're in and out within 5 minutes, receiving exactly what you need efficiently and compassionately. Our pricing is often equal to or better than competitors in our region, and our commitment to customer service is unmatched. If you have any questions or would like to learn more about our services, we'd love to hear from you.
Summer's almost here and it's time to service your vehicle to prepare for those long road trips ahead. Bowling Automotive Service is here to help. Sardinia's local auto repair expert has built their reputation on hard work, integrity, and their auto repair expertise. Bowling Auto Service does batteries, brakes, inspections, oil changes, tires, diagnostics, and more. Call Bowling Auto Service at 937-213-2046. Stop by 12702 Fight House Road in Sardinia or visit them online at bowlingautomotiveservice.com.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Ron Lynch, can help. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, we can work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by our office at 481 Tucker Drive in Maysville. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Up to bat is going to be Parker Hayslip. He jumps on the first pitch. It'll be foul over the backstop, out of play for strike one. Tonight's game being brought to you in part by ABCAP. Ohio means jobs. Working to help Adams and Brown County families be more self-sufficient. Learn more about Ohio means jobs at omjadamsbrown.org. Again on the mound is Cameron Miller with Weston Baldwin catching today for the Lions. Hayslip at bat with an 0-1 count. No, sorry, 1-1 count. While I was reading that liner to you, they threw a pitch. This one will be a wild pitch for ball two. Parker Hayslip is not the third baseman. Yeah, he is. He's playing third base today. Thought I had a mistake on my paperwork for a moment. Ball three, by the way, to make the count 3-1. Parker Hayslip with 44 at-bats this season. He has 9 hits. That's a .205 average. This one will be inside for ball four. Second walk of the game given up by Cameron Miller. So the Greyhounds with a runner on first will send Braylon Rickett to bat. Rickett, the right fielder, has 50 at-bats this season. He has 11 hits for a .220 average. Like to thank another one of our season sponsors, Willie and Son Trucking. Your local diesel mechanics, Willie and Son Trucking. Get your motor running, that's your diesel motor running, and roll on with Willie and Son Trucking. Specialize in glider kit rebuilds, by the way. Pickoff attempt at first, unsuccessful. That's Parker Hayslip, the runner on first. Braylon Rickett at bat. Now the pitch, called strike one, and Hayslip's going to go for the steal. He gets it. They might have got him out, but the ball came loose from Anderson Humphreys, the shortstop coming over to cover second base. So Rickett will step back in. Now the pitch outside. And it's going to get past, or it's going to pop out of the glove, really, of Weston Baldwin and roll back toward the backstop. That allows Parker Hayslip to move over to third in scoring position. And the count now 2 balls, 1 strike for Braylon Rickett. Well, they're going to check the count there with Trey Mead. Well, a little bit of a conversation about the count. 1-1. Okay. I wasn't going to chime in on that conversation because I am not the best at keeping track of the count. I rely on the umpire and the scoreboard. That one will foul into the backstop. And the count will be 1 ball, 2 strikes now for Braylon Rickett. Rickett has scored 10 runs this season. He's hit 2 doubles and 1 triple, as well as 4 RBIs. He has a .264 on base percentage. This one way outside for ball 2. Evens the count for Braylon Rickett at 2-2. Van Bennington playing first base for the Lions today. Cam Cottle second. Caleb Rice third. Anderson Humphreys, the shortstop. Outside in the dirt, ball 3. Full count now for Braylon Rickett. The Greyhounds trying to get Hayslip home for the first run of the game for them. They trail 3 runs now to the Lions. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Rickett will go down swinging for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Kenton Butt. Kenton Butt is pitching today for Manchester. Kenton comes into this game with 47 at-bats. He has 6 hits. First pitch called strike 1 for Kenton Butt. Butt with a 128 average has scored 4 runs. He's hit 2 doubles and 5 RBIs. Miller likes the sign. Curveball. Off speed at 58 miles an hour. And it went just a little bit low for ball 1. Now that one's right across the plate, and a swing and a miss for Butt. Makes the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Thanks to Bertram Pharmacies for sponsoring this broadcast. Stop by any of their 3 locations. Swing and a miss, strike 3 for Butt. 2 strikeouts in a row for Cameron Miller. Bertram Pharmacies, Donahue Pharmacy in Georgetown, Bristow Pharmacy in Ripley, and Sardinia Pharmacy, all part of the Bertram family of pharmacies. Up to bat now is going to be James Hackathorn. He'll jump on the first pitch. It'll be foul for strike 1. Hackathorn DHing for Bentley Colvin. Hackathorn has 39 at-bats. He has 8 hits. 205 is his average. Watches that one go by for strike 2. Hackathorn has scored 3 runs. He's hit 9 RBIs. His on-base percentage is a .295. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Hackathorn will go down swinging for the 3rd out of the inning. And the 2nd inning in a row, the Greyhounds will strand a runner. No score yet for the Greyhounds. The Lions lead at 3-0. We're back as we move to the top of the 3rd with Fairfield at bat right after this on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV, presented by CMT Components.
At Southern Hills Community Bank, we take great pride in building strong relationships with our customers. We're dedicated to providing the best products and services to fit your needs, like checking and savings, home and auto loans, plus ATM and debit cards, online banking, bill pay, and mobile banking with mobile deposit. Visit SouthernHillsCommunityBank.com or stop by any of our 8 convenient locations. We want to be your bank. Southern Hills Community Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender. Customer service with a difference.
Creating a memorial to honor a lost loved one is a time-honored tradition. Whether it's a graveside monument, a cremation monument, or a pet memorial, the craftsmen at Peebles Monument Company will walk you through every step of the process, from concept to completion. Visit Peebles Monument Company, located on North Main Street in Peebles, and online at peeblesmonument.com. Choose Peebles Monument Company because sharing the life story of a loved one with those who matter most isn't just important today, it's important forever.
I wanted to prove to myself that I could go to college and get my degree.
What if I went to Southern State? What if I'm able to go and become that nurse or that lawyer or that teacher? Southern State Community College allows students to rise above the circumstances that they're surrounded by and become something more than they ever dreamed possible.
Collins will be your first batter or leadoff batter here in the top of the 3rd for the Fairfield Lions. By the way, head coach for the Lions, Mr. Kyle Zimmerman. Trey Mead, the head coach for the Manchester Greyhounds. First pitch Low and away. Ball one for Zane Collins. Collins bunted his first at-bat, got an RBI out of that. Swing and a miss, strike one. So Collins 1 for 1 in this game. He has a .218 average with a .290 on base percentage. Outside, ball two. Kenton Butt on the mound, takes his time. And this will be punched out to center field. Back to get underneath it is going to be Clayton Colvin. He'll make the catch as Collins will fly out to center for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Weston Baldwin. Baldwin, the catcher today for the Lions. Still looking for his first hit. He walked his first time at bat in the first inning. Jumps on the first pitch, and it's right over to Sean Inman. He's able to get the play at first. Bobbled it a little bit, but had plenty of time to step on the bag. So Baldwin will ground out to first for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Van Bennington. Bennington took his base as a hit batter his first time at bat. Swing and a miss, strike one for Van Bennington. Bennington has 10 hits this season. He has a .204 average. Swing and a miss, strike two. Bennington's hit 1 double, 1 triple, and 9 RBIs so far this season. He has a .355 on base percentage. This one will be low and away, ball one. One-two the count with 2 outs, nobody on. And Bennington will punch this one out in the left field. Oh! Bentley Colvin, it popped out of his glove. And that's going to be an error as Bennington will reach second off of the E7. Bennington had plenty of time to settle underneath, thought he had it, but it hit the edge of his glove and popped out. So Cam Cottle will now come to bat with a runner in scoring position for the Lions. Cottle bunted his first time at bat. First pitch low, ball one. Lions have 2 outs and a runner on second. And this one will be to the shortstop. Can they get him at first? They do. Nice scoop there by Applegate and throw over to Inman as Cottle grounds out to short for the third out of the inning. And the Lions will strand one. No score for the Lions in that inning. They do lead the Greyhounds 3-0 as we move to the bottom of the third with the Greyhounds at bat. We're back after this on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV, presented by CMT Components.
Don't let a blown tire slow you down this season. Trust Magulac Tire Service in Hillsboro to keep you on the roll and in the field. At Magulac, they offer on-the-farm ag and tire service, saving you downtime and saving you money. Call Magulac Tire Service for all your tire needs at 937-364-2592 or stop in on Route 50 in Hillsboro. At Magulac Tire Service, their emphasis is on great service. That's more than just a slogan. That's the Magulac commitment every single day. Looking for the right path to your future? Let Ohio Means Jobs Adams Brown be your compass. With the PATH program, we'll guide you every step of the way. Whether you're navigating career planning, academic rewards, or paid work experience, PATH is your route to success. For ages 14 to 24, it's time to forge your path one opportunity at a time. Ready to step forward? Visit omjadamsbrown.org/path today and start paving the way to your brighter tomorrow. A division of APCAM must meet eligibility requirements. Funding is provided by TANF and WIOA and administered by ODJFS. Insurance protection for you and your family. John Wood Insurance has helped thousands of families with their insurance needs since 1891. For service you can trust, contact John Wood Insurance in Georgetown at 937-378-4124, in Owensville at 513-732-2600, in West Union at 937-544-5505, or in Peebles at 937-587-2246. That's John Wood Insurance.
Gentlemen, they moved quick that time, as we've already had a batter. That was Landon Doyle. He grounded out to short for out number one. Traven Hildebrand now at bat, and his first pitch called strike one. 0-1 count, this one low and away, ball one. Hildebrand lined out to second, his first time at bat for the first out in the first inning. And while I was looking at that, I believe he attempted to bunt, because that's going to be strike two. 1-2 the count with one out for Traven Hildebrand. Fairfield Lions leading in this game 3-0. Outside, ball two. Lions trying to be spoilers for the Greyhounds, because if the Greyhounds win, they'll lock up first place all by themselves. They've already locked up first place. The question is whether it's alone or they have to share it with either White Oak or Peebles, who are playing each other tonight. Hildebrand knocks that one out to right field. Will it stay fair? It does. And Zane Collins trying to dive for it, couldn't get it, and that's going to be a triple. Sliding into third, and the throw's not good. Hildebrand's going to come home, slides home, and scores. Traven Hildebrand with a triple out of a fly ball deep in right field. We'll give him a triple for that. And then with the throw at third is missed by Caleb Rice. And that allows Hildebrand to go ahead and steal home. So 1-run scoring for the Greyhounds. They still trail it by 2. At bat now is going to be Luke Applegate. First pitch for Applegate called ball one. First hit of the game by the Greyhounds for Traven Hildebrand. Second pitch inside, ball two. Applegate walked his first time at bat. That was in the first inning. He has an impressive .422 batting average. He'll pop this one up. It'll go into foul territory, but can someone play it? They are able to. That's Weston Baldwin, the catcher. He is able to make the catch. So Applegate will foul out for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Clayton Colvin, the center fielder. Colvin grounded out to second, his first time at bat. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike one. Colvin has a .388 batting average. That's pretty good. .500 on base percentage. Punches this one out to left. And running in to make the catch. He got it. Nice catch there. That's Grayson Abbott playing left field today for Fairfield. And he made a diving catch and got it. So Colvin will fly out to left field for the third out of the inning. But the Greyhounds score one off of a triple and a steal at home for Traven Hildebrand. 3-1 the score, Fairfield leading. Lions come to bat top of the fourth right after this on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV, presented by CMT Components.
No one college can be all things to all people, But Maysville Community and Technical College is as close as it gets. We're affordable, like you've got a great chance to graduate with little to no debt affordable. Flexible, with in-person, online, and hybrid programs. And you can easily transfer your credits to continue on to a 4-year university. So while we can't be everything to everyone, we can be a lot of things to you. Learn more at maysville.kctcs.edu.
That's the sound of your truck losing you money. Whether you're a major trucking operation or an independent owner, you're losing business. Let me give you some advice. Call Willie & Son Trucking. Their certified Caterpillar, Cummins, and Detroit experts can get your truck moving so you can get back to doing business. Call Willie & Son Trucking for an overhaul or glider kit rebuild at 937-763-9521. Keep your business rolling with Willie & Son Trucking.
Snappy Tomato Pizza.
The only thing better than pepperoni is more pepperoni, and Snappy's pepping up their game. Your favorite round pepperoni pizza just got an upgrade with even more of the bold, zesty flavor you crave on every single slice. For a limited time, grab a large, pepped-up pepperoni pizza for just $9.99. Hurry in or order online today and have a pep rally with pepped-up pepperoni.
Snappy Delivery.
Well, folks, they are moving quick in between innings. We're going to have to shorten our spot play there as Anderson Humphreys, the leadoff batter, grounds one to second. Hildebrand with a scoop and an underhand toss over to Carson Inman for the first out of the inning. Now at bat is going to be Grayson Abbott, and he'll swat the first one away over the backstop for strike one. Kenton Butt still on the mound for the Greyhounds. Swing and a miss, strike two for Grayson Abbott. Begin your pathway to completion today with Southern State Community College. And a little bloop over to third. Hayslip catches it. Abbott, we'll just say that's a line out to third for out number two. That'll bring up Caleb Rice. Learn more about Southern State Community College at sscc.edu. Thanks to Southern State Community College for supporting all of our athletics on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV. Huge supporters of sports. First pitch called strike one for Caleb Rice. Second pitch, also a strike. 0-2 the count with two outs for Caleb Rice, the leadoff batter. Rice has reached twice in this game, and he's going to ground that one. It's going to go into foul territory. So the count will remain 0-2. Rice with a single his first time at bat and a stolen base also in his stats. He walked his second time at bat. That was in the second inning. This is his third at bat in the top of the fourth. Currently with an 0-2 count and two outs. Low and away, ball one for Caleb Rice. We want to thank Ron Lynch. He sponsors Between the Baselines. That's how we start each and every game. Listen early to catch Between the Baselines. Brought to you by Edward Jones Investments and Ron Lynch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Rice will go down swinging for out number three. 3 up, 3 down that time for the Lions. We'll take a quick break as the Greyhounds come to bat in the bottom of the fourth, trailing by 2, 3-1 the score. We're back after this on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV, presented by CMT Components.
Our beliefs matter. They're reflected in our words and actions. At First State Bank, we believe in treating people well, and have since 1884. Listening, caring, looking out for each other. It's what people deserve. It's what a real local bank does. While lots of things have changed over the years, our belief in you hasn't. First State Bank, built on belief.
Our business is helping you grow. We're Baxter Tractor. We take care of you like family.
We've been growing since 1946. As your Kubota dealer, our focus is to help you grow today and into the future. Stop by one of our locations today, visit with our folks, and see our entire lineup of Kubota products.
Our business is helping you grow. Bachelor Tractor.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Carson Inman will lead off for the Manchester Greyhounds in the bottom of the fourth. Again, the Greyhounds trail by 2 runs. Cameron Miller still on the mound for the Lions with Weston Baldwin catching. First pitch called strike 1 as Inman watches it go by. Inman grounded out to second, his first time at bat for the 3rd out in the first inning. Jumps on the second pitch. It'll be an infield fly ball. First baseman over to get it. And that's going to be Van Bennington who makes the catch. So Inman flies out to first for out 1. And that brings up Parker Hayslip. Hayslip walked his last time at bat, or first time at bat, I should say. That was in the 2nd inning. Hayslip batting .205. Jumps on the first pitch. It'll be a fly out to left. Easy catch there by Grayson Abbott. Hardly had to move. So Hayslip flies out to left field for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. And now Braylon Rickett will come to bat for the Greyhounds. Rickett's 0 for 1. Struck out his first time at bat for the first out in the 2nd inning. First pitch outside for ball 1. And he'll line this one out to right field. Couple of hops. Can he outrun it? He does. So Rickett will reach off of a line drive to right field. That'll bring up Kenton Butt. Butt also struck out his first time at bat. He was the 2nd out in the 2nd inning. Butt has 5 RBIs this season, batting .128. Pickoff attempt. Rickett is back safe. Butt has a .226 on-base percentage. Only a sophomore for the Greyhounds. First pitch high, ball 1. Another one of our season sponsors is your local auto repair expert, Bowling Automotive, a proud sponsor of Shack Baseball. Get ready to roll for the summer driving season. You know you're going to be going on vacation soon. Make sure your car's ready at Bowling Auto in Sardinia. Swing and a miss, strike 1 for Rickett. And now a pickoff attempt. Or I'm sorry, that's Butt. That's at bat. Rickett is the one they just tried to get on a pickoff. So 1-1 the count for Kenton Butt. Rickett with another big lead. Pitch will be in the dirt for ball 2. Miller taking his time. Now the 2-1. It's going to be a fly ball. And heading to second, back to make the catch is going to be Cam Cottle. So Butt will fly out to second for the 3rd out of the inning. And the Greyhounds will strand 1. Still trailing by 2. We head to the top of the 5th with the Lions at bat with the 2-run lead. 3-1 the score. Again, the Lions leading. We're back right after this on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV, presented by CMT Components.
Our business is helping you grow. We're Bachelor Tractor. We take care of you like
We've been growing since 1946. As your Kubota dealer, our focus is to help you grow today and into the future. Stop by one of our locations today, visit with our folks, and see our entire lineup of Kubota products.
Our business is helping you grow. Bachelor Tractor.
C103 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV are your source for everything local. From Shack basketball
Shot by Osborne, 3 on the buzzer!
to Shack baseball,
Wells is going to drive. He makes it. He's safe.
Western Brown football,
Throws it towards the end zone, and it's complete!
to Shack volleyball,
Hatton for the kill, it's good.
local fairs, festivals, and more.
Ire to the finish line.
Crosses the line to get the victory.
Never miss a moment with C103 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Leadoff batter is going to be Cameron Miller for the Fairfield Lions. Miller's 1 for 2 in this game so far. He got a single his first time at bat in the first inning. Flew out to second, his second time at bat for the second out in the second inning. Miller pitching today for the Lions. First pitch will be in the dirt for ball 1. Be sure to stay with me after the game. Our post-game show will include a conversation with the winning coach. That is the Adams County Regional Medical Center Coaches Comment Show. Again, that's all part of our post-game, brought to you by ACRMC Family Medicine. Inside, ball 3. So Miller ahead in the count, 3-0. Kenton Butt on the mound, and that one does find the strike zone to make the count 3-1. And that one will be low and away, ball 4. Third walk of the game given up by Kenton Butt. And with a runner on, Ben Miller will come to bat for the Lions. Miller's 0 for 2. He struck out his first time at bat for the first out in the first inning. And a pass ball will allow Miller to move over to second. That's Cameron Miller, by the way, that moved over to second in scoring position. Ben Miller at bat. Miller flew out to short his second time at bat for the third out in the second inning. He has a .443 on base percentage. Tries the bunt, unsuccessful. And a throw down at third, also unsuccessful. So Cameron Miller in scoring position on third. And Ben Miller now with a 1-1 count. Top of the fifth inning, the Fairfield Lions with a 2-run lead. 3-1 the score. High and inside, ball 2 for Ben Miller. Thanks again to our season sponsors, including Baxla Tractor Sales in Seaman and Batavia. Baxla Tractor is your local dealer for Kubota, Land Pride, Exmark, Kawasaki, and a whole bunch more. Husqvarna. They got all kinds of implements. Everything you need for your yard or your farm. Swing and a miss, strike 2 for Ben Miller. Yeah, that was a hard swing at that one. Miller was swinging for the fences. Counts even at 2-2. Well, swing and a miss, strike 3. Ben Miller will go down swinging for the first out of the inning. That brings up Zane Collins, the right fielder. Collins with an RBI already in this game. Got that off of a bunt in the first. flew out to center his second time at bat. And he gets another bunt. The pitcher over to make the play, and they let him reach. Kenton Butt came over. The pitcher came over to make the scoop. And they didn't want to make a throw at first because you have Cameron Miller in scoring position on third. So Butt held the ball, and that held Cameron Miller at third. So now with runners on the corners, Weston Baldwin will come to bat. That was Zane Collins with the bunt, by the way. His second bunt in the game. And I guess you call that a fielder's choice, even though they didn't try to make the play. Matt, what do you think? Score that as a fielder's choice? I mean, they decided not to make the throw because they didn't want to let Cameron Miller come home, so that'll be a fielder's choice.
Correct.
All right.
I believe we're going to have a pitching change for the Greyhounds.
Looks like it. We'll take a break as the Greyhounds are going to warm up a new pitcher. We're back right after this on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV, presented by CMT Components.
I'm a little bit of a hillbilly. You know, I was raised in Cincinnati, Ohio. We moved to Hillsboro in 1971, fell in love with rural living. I bought an 18-acre piece of property out in the country, started raising cattle, but there's nothing like walking out your back porch and seeing soybeans, corn's growing, cattle grazing in the pastures and baling hay.
Big box home improvement stores don't brag about their customer service and knowledgeable staff, and that's because they rarely have either one. Do you really want electrical and plumbing advice from a person who was assembling patio furniture yesterday? Nope. Get what you need from the pros at West Union Electric and Plumbing Supply. They now have an expanded hardware line to complement the electrical and plumbing parts, plus handy tips and advice to help you get the job done. West Union Electric and Plumbing Supply, 1 block south of the courthouse on Walnut Street in West Union.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Braylon Rickett now on the mound for the Greyhounds. Kenton Butt went to third, and the third baseman, Parker Hayslip, went to right field. First pitch is a bunt. Rickett will field it. They go home again to stop the play at home. And again, we're going to have another player reach off of a fielder's choice. And that choice was to hold on to it. And Rickett was going to go home if Cameron Miller came home. So now with the bases loaded, Van Bennington comes to bat for the Lions. First pitch for Bennington, foul tip, strike one. Bennington took his base as a hit batter his first time at bat. Reached on an error his second time at bat. He'll watch that one go by for strike two. Oh, 2 the count for Van Bennington with the bases loaded and 1 out. Swing and a miss, strike three. So Bennington goes down swinging for the second out of the inning. And that brings Cam Cottle to bat for the Lions. Cottle reached on a bunt his first time at bat. Grounded out to short his last at bat for the third out in the third inning. First pitch outside, ball one. 2 outs, bases loaded for the Lions. They have a lead of 2 runs in this one. And a pass ball will allow another run to score. That pitch was outside, way outside for ball 2. And that allows Cameron Miller to steal home. And that he will score run number 4. Also on the play, Collins moved over to second and Baldwin moved over to third. That one finds the strike zone for strike one. Cam Cottle with a 2-1 count. 2 outs, 2 on, 1 in. Rickett on the mound. Checks the runners. Now the 2-1 outside, ball 3. Swing and a miss. That'll run the count full for Cam Cottle. Big time opportunity here for the freshman. He has 3 RBIs this season. He could add 2 more right here. And he watches it go by for strike 3. Well, instead, the Lions will strand 2, but they did score 1 to give themselves a 3-run lead. 4-1 the score as we move to the bottom of the 5th with the Greyhounds at bat. Right after this on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV, presented by CMT Components.
If pre-planning your funeral is the furthest thing from your mind, take a moment to reflect on some of the things closest to your heart, such as your family and friends. Pre-planning your funeral will spare them the burden of making difficult decisions at a difficult time. For information about pre-planning a funeral, visit WallaceThompsonFuneralHomes.com or contact the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes with locations in Peebles, Seaman, and Winchester. Trust in the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes, providing the care and service that you and your family deserve.
Your plan is ready. It's time to build. At CMT Components, we design and manufacture quality building materials for your custom job. If you need metal panels and trim, trusses, or even a complete pole barn package, we do it all, including delivering right to your job site. To get started, call us at 937-446-3400. You can also check us out online or stop by our office in Sardinia, Ohio to discuss your plans today. Let's get building.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We move to the bottom of the 5th with the Greyhounds coming to bat, trailing by 3. The Fairfield Lions. Lions have played a lot of small ball in this one.
Number 16, James Hackthorne.
Been able to load the bases up twice, and once the first time was in the first, and then there at the top of the 5th, they loaded up the bases. And once they get those bases loaded, it's hard to stop them from scoring. And they have done well with it. Again, playing small ball. Leadoff batter, James Hackthorne. First pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Hackthorne struck out his first time at bat. That was the 3rd out in the 2nd inning. This one will be low for ball 2. 2-0 pitch. Outside to make it 3-0. Hackthorne DHing for Bentley Colvin. Currently ahead in the count. Let's see what he does here. Will he swing away? Well, instead he'll get the walk.
Number 5, Landon Doyle.
That is only the 3rd walk given up in this game by Cameron Miller. Miller only a sophomore. They will put in a substitute runner. Coming in to run will be Bentley Colvin, the left fielder. Coming to bat now is going to be Landon Doyle. Doyle grounded out to short his first time at bat for the first out in the 3rd inning. Greyhounds with a runner on first and no outs. Trailing by 3 in the bottom of the 5th. Miller thought about trying to pick off the runner, but changed his mind. Now he will try the pickoff. Unsuccessful with that attempt, by the way. Van Bennington, the first baseman. Cam Cottle, second. Caleb Bryce, third. Anderson Murphy's. Murphy's is playing shortstop. A bunt to third. Can he outrun it? Nope. So Doyle with a sacrifice bunt moves Hackathorn over to second. Back to the top of the batting order, Traven Hildebrand comes to bat. Hildebrand's 1 for 2 in this one. Lined out to second his first time at bat for the first out in the first inning. Foul tip on the first pitch for strike one. Hildebrand scored all by himself his second time at bat. He hit a triple and then stole home. Oh, 0-1 count for Hildebrand. With the runner in scoring position on second. Watches that one go by for strike two. Hildebrand batting .277 on the season. Has a .443 on base percentage. Curveball that is a little bit outside for ball one. Nice looking pitch. Just missed the strike zone. Now the 1-2 swing and a miss, strike three. Hildebrand goes down swinging for the second out of the inning. And that is the fourth strikeout thrown in the game by Cameron Miller. Luke Applegate comes to bat now for the Greyhounds. First pitch high and inside for ball one. Applegate walked his first time at bat in the first. Flew out with a foul ball his second time at bat for the second out in the third inning. Trying to get an RBI here. This pitch will be outside ball one. Applegate has 11 RBIs this season. He has an impressive .422 batting average and a .574 on base percentage. That one's high, ball three. Well, with Applegate ahead in the count, let's see if he'll swing away. Nope, it'll be low, ball four. Fourth walk of the game given up by Miller. And the Greyhounds have runners on first and second. The tying run would be at bat. That's Clayton Colvin. Colvin jumps on the first pitch. He's going to pop it up in the infield. Who's going to field it? It's going to be fielded by, was that the shortstop? Came all the way over to get that one, or was that Miller? I think it was Miller that got the catch. All right, so Colvin flies out for the third out of the inning. And that means the Greyhounds will strand two. And they trail by 3. 4-1 the score. The Lions come to bat in the top of the sixth with that 3-run lead. We're back right after this on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV, presented by CMT Components.
I'm proud to own and operate 3 locally rooted pharmacies: Bristow Pharmacy in Ripley, Donahue Pharmacy in Georgetown, and Sardinia Pharmacy in Sardinia. We offer everything a large pharmacy chain can, and quite a few things that they can't. In most cases, you're in and out within 5 minutes, receiving exactly what you need efficiently and compassionately. Our pricing is often equal to or better than competitors in our region, and our commitment to customer service is unmatched. If you have any questions or would like to learn more about our services, we'd love to hear from you.
Summer's almost here and it's time to service your vehicle to prepare for those long road trips ahead. Bowling Automotive Service is here to help. Sardinia's local auto repair expert has built their reputation on hard work, integrity, and their auto repair expertise. Bowling Auto Service does batteries, brakes, inspections, oil changes, tires, diagnostics, and more. Call Bowling Auto Service at 937-213-2046. Stop by 12702 White House Road in Sardinia or visit them online at bowlingautomotiveservice.com.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Ron Lynch, can help. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, we can work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by our office at 481 Tucker Drive in Maysville. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. First pitch for Anderson Humphreys is called ball one. He'll foul the second pitch into the backstop for strike one. Humphreys grounded out to short his first time at bat in the first inning. The Greyhounds turned a double play off that one. He also grounded out to second his second time at bat. And a foul tip on that swing is strike two. Actually, that double play, I believe, was done by the second baseman. I wrote it down as shortstop. So he is grounded out to second both times. All right, this pitch will be in the dirt for ball two. 2-2 the count for Anderson Humphreys, the shortstop. Braylon Rickett on the mound now for the Greyhounds. Inside, ball three. Landon Doyle is catching. Carson Inman playing first. Traven Hildebrand second. Kenton Butt third. And Luke Applegate at shortstop. He'll swat that one away. And the count remains full at 3-2. Bentley Colvin playing left field. Clayton Colvin straight away in center. And Parker Hayslip in right field. Full count for Anderson Humphreys. Rickett now with the payoff. Well, let's swat that one away as well. Humphreys staying alive. Now the 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Humphreys will strike out for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Grayson Abbott. Third strikeout, by the way, thrown by Rickett in just 4 batters. Abbott flew out to center his first time at bat for the first out in the second inning. Lined out to third his second time at bat for the second out in the fourth inning. First pitch is going to be high, ball one. This one will be low for ball two. Get rolling before each and every game with the Magulac Tire Service starting lineups. Remember Magulac Tire Service for all of your tire needs on the road and on the farm. They even have remote service. If you've got a farm implement down in the field with a flat, well, call Magulac Tire Service. They'll come fix it in the field. That one will find the strike zone to make the count 3 balls, 1 strike for Grayson Abbott. And ball 4. First walk given up by Rickett. And the Lions have a runner on. Back to the top of the batting order for the Lions, but first, the Greyhounds are going to come to the mound. The infield will come to the mound and have a conversation. Here comes head coach Trey Mead as well. Probably just going to have a little conversation here about strategy. I don't think we'll see a pitching change as Rickett just took the mound. not long ago. No, we are going to see a pitching change. It's going to hand it off to, I believe, Colvin?
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be Clayton Colvin coming to the mound. So we will take a break while Colvin gets warmed up. We're back right after this on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV, presented by CMT Components.
At Southern Hills Community Bank, we take great pride in building strong relationships with our customers. We're dedicated to providing the best products and services to fit your needs, like checking and savings, home and auto loans, plus ATM and debit cards, online banking, bill pay, and mobile banking with mobile deposit. Visit SouthernHillsCommunityBank.com or stop by any of our 8 convenient locations. We want to be your bank. Southern Hills Community Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender. Customer service with a difference.
Creating a memorial to honor a lost loved one is a time-honored tradition. Whether it's a graveside monument, a cremation monument, or a pet memorial, the craftsmen at Peebles Monument Company will walk you through every step of the process, from concept to completion. Visit Peebles Monument Company, located on North Main Street in Peebles, and online at peeblesmonument.com. Choose Peebles Monument Company because sharing the life story of a loved one with those who matter most isn't just important today, it's important forever.
I wanted to prove to myself that I could go to college and get my degree.
What if I went to Southern State? What if I'm able to go and become that nurse or that lawyer or that teacher? Southern State Community College allows students to rise above the circumstances that they're surrounded by and become something more than they ever dreamed possible.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Clayton Colvin on the mound. His final warm-up pitch coming right now. So coming to bat, it's going to be Caleb Rice. By the way, we believe that was probably more about pitch count for Braylon Rickett versus anything else. He struck out 3 of the 5 batters that he saw, so probably getting high in his count. Manchester does have a game tomorrow as well. First, a pickoff attempt by Colvin over to Inman. No problem for Grayson Abbott, the runner on first. Caleb Rice at bat. Rice is 1 for 3 with a walk. Now the first pitch. It's going to be a bunt that goes foul for strike 1. Rice did strike out his last time at bat for the 3rd out in the 4th inning. Got a single his first time at bat with a fly ball that was shallow in right field. It was extremely well placed. Another pickoff attempt. By the way, Rickett went back to right field and Hayslip went to center. We'll take a look at Colvin's pitching stats in a moment. And a fly over the backstop. Makes the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Pitching stats for Clayton Colvin. He's pitched 8 games, 15 total innings. He's 2-1. And that one hit the umpire right in the chest plate. It's going to be called a ball, and getting a steal there was Grayson Abbott. One-two the count with 1 out. A little bit of break in the action as, again, that one caught the umpire at the top of the chest plate. May have even missed his chest plate and hit him. That would hurt. Yeah, right below your throat, right where your collarbones come together. That would not feel good at all. High school players throw, routinely in the 60s, 70s. Some players reach the 80s, and occasionally somebody in the 90s. But doesn't matter. I don't care if it's 50 miles an hour. You don't want to get hit by a pitch. And that's what happened there with our home plate umpire. Now he's ready to go. 1-2 the count. Again, 1 out and a runner on second for the Lions. Colvin watching that runner. Now the pitch. And it's going to be a line drive out towards center field. Hayslip not able to get to it in time. That's going to be good for a double and is going to bring another run home. Actually, he's going to squeeze a triple. Wow. Rice. Actually call that a fly ball into right center field. Good for a triple and an RBI. As the Lions score another run. 4-run lead for the Fairfield Lions, 5-1 the score. In the top of the 6th. And Cameron Miller coming to bat with another runner in scoring position. He'll punch this one out toward left field. It's shallow left, but Bentley Colvin able to get to it. He'll make the catch as Miller will fly out to left for out number 2. And that's going to bring up Ben Miller. Ben Miller still looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 3. Struck out twice. First pitch from Colvin looked like a knuckleball that was a little bit high for ball 1. It did sink, just not enough. Colvin again. And again, same result. It doesn't sink enough for ball 2. Actually, well, yeah, I think that's 2 balls. 2 balls, no strikes as the score clock did not reset. Colvin will step back, keeping a close eye on the runner on third. That's Rice. Now the pitch. It'll be a pass ball, and that's going to allow another run to come home off of the pass ball. 5-run lead now for the Lions. The Greyhounds have dug a hole. Again, they are going to end up in first place in Division II, but right now it's looking like they might have to share that spot with, again, White Oak or Peebles. That one finds the strike zone to make the count 3-1 for Ben Miller. Yeah, 3-1 the count. Colvin doesn't have any runners to worry about now, and the pitch is a swing and a miss, strike 2. Ben Miller runs the count full. And the pitch, it'll be knocked out toward left field, deep into left field. Going to go all the way to the fence. That's going to be a stand-up double for Ben Miller. Hard shot there to left. Stand-up double for Ben Miller, gets his first hit of the game. And now with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position, Zane Collins will come to bat. Already 2 runs in for the Lions here in the top of the 6th. By the way, we are going to talk to one of the players from the winning team after this. That's behind the mic with the driving authority. Thanks to the Driving Authority, your Southern Ohio Drivers Education School, for sponsoring that. Ground ball that shoots the gap between short and second. Goes out into center field, and a run comes home, but they get him. They will get the run at home. We will credit Collins, by the way, with a ground ball that went into center field. He would have had a single out of that, but they get the runner at home, trying to come home. That was Ben Miller trying to come home. And that will work. That will work the Greyhounds out of a tight spot. But they will still give up 2 runs, and the Lions now lead it by 5. 6-1 the score as we move to the bottom of the 6th with the Greyhounds coming to bat right after this on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV, presented by CMT Components.
Don't let a blown tire slow you down this season. Trust Maggulac Tire Service in Hillsboro to keep you on the roll and in the field. At Maggulac, they offer on-the-farm ag and tire service, saving you downtime and saving you money. Call Maggulac Tire Service for all your tire needs at 937-364-2592 or stop in on Route 50 in Hillsboro. At Maggulac Tire Service, their emphasis is on great service. That's more than just a slogan, that's the Maggulac commitment every single day. Looking for the right path to your future? Let Ohio Means Jobs Adams Brown be your compass. With the PATH program, we'll guide you every step of the way. Whether you're navigating career planning, academic rewards, or paid work experience, PATH is your route to success. For ages 14 to 24, it's time to forge your path one opportunity at a time. Ready to step forward? Visit omjadamsbrown.org/path today and start paving the way to your brighter tomorrow. A division of APCAT must meet eligibility requirements. Funding is provided by TANF and WIOA and administered by ODJFS.
Before or after the game, or even during the game, anytime is a good time for Snappy Tomato Pizza. Order online at snappytomato.com or download the free Snappy app for some great deals. Leadoff batter is going to be Carson Inman, the first baseman for the Greyhounds. First pitch was inside for ball 1. Second pitch called strike 1. Cameron Miller pitching a pretty good game here today for the Lions. This one will be high and outside, ball 2. Carson Inman is 0 for 2 in this game. Grounded out to second his first time at bat for the third out in the first. Flew out to first, his last at bat for the first out, and he's going to ground this one to second. It's going to pop off the glove of Cottle, and Inman will reach. That was a fast ground ball. I don't think I want to credit Cottle with an error there. Matt, what do you think? I mean,
No.
yeah, I didn't think it was an error.
Hard grounder through the glove.
Yeah.
It would have been a tough play.
Right. So Inman gets a single out of a ground ball that pops off the glove of the second baseman. We'll count that as a hit, and that'll bring up Hayslip.
Pinch runner, by the way.
Aha. Thank you, Matt. So Inman, the first baseman, will have a substitute runner. We'll see who that is in just a moment. Parker Hayslip now at bat for the Greyhounds. Hayslip walked his first time at bat in the second, flew out to left his second time at bat for the second out in the fourth. First pitch, he jumps on it, pops it up, and who's going to go get it? It's going to be the third baseman. Caleb Rice makes the play as it actually stayed in foul territory. So Hayslip flies out to third for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Braylon Rickett.
Number 6 is your runner.
All
Jasper
right.
Walker.
Walker. And a pitch that, not sure if that came off the bat of Rickett, came off something. Might have came off the catcher's mask or the umpire's mask. Came off something, and of course, they called time.
It was a foul ball.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, it did go off the bat. So it will end up as a strike for Braylon Rickett, who is now at bat for the Greyhounds with a runner on first. Second pitch high, ball 1. Rickett with a strikeout his first time at bat for the first out in the second. Got a hit his last time at bat. Line drive that went into right field for a single. This pitch will be inside, ball 2, and the runner will move over. Miller takes his time as he checks the runner. Now the pitch, it'll be called strike 2. Jasper Walker is your substitute runner, who's now on second. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Rickett will go down swinging for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up Kenton Butt. Join us on Tuesday night. Well, join us Monday night for our final baseball game in regular season play. That'll be Fayetteville at Lynchburg. But join us Tuesday night for the Shack Track Meet at Manchester High School. All 10 Shack schools will come together to compete in the Shack Track Meet. We'll have that for you on goodguysradiotv.com as well as all of our social media. Kenton Butt fouls one over the backstop for strike 1. 1-1 the count for Butt. He struck out his first time at bat for the second out in the second inning. Another one fouls over the backstop for strike 2. Butt flew out to second his last time at bat for the third out in the fourth. I'm sure you can hear that beeping. That is the radar gun that the Lions use to check Cameron Miller's speed. That pitch will be outside. Ball 2. 2-2 the count for Butt. Lions have a 5-run lead, 6-1, here in the bottom of the 6th. Greyhounds with a runner on second. And they'll ground this one to second. Easy throw at first, and that'll do it. As the Greyhounds will strand another runner. And they still trail by 5. Heading into the top of the 7th with the Lions coming to bat with a 5-run lead. We're back right after this on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV, presented by CMT Components.
Insurance protection for you and your family. John Wood Insurance has helped thousands of families with their insurance needs since 1891. For service you can trust, contact John Wood Insurance in Georgetown at 937-378-4124, in Owensville at 513-732-2600, in West Union at 937-544-5505, or in Peebles at 937-587-2246. That's John Wood Insurance.
No one college can be all things to all people, but Maysville Community and Technical College is as close as it gets. We're affordable, like you've got a great chance to graduate with little to no debt. Affordable, flexible, with in-person, online, and hybrid programs. And you can easily transfer your credits to continue on to a 4-year university. So while we can't be everything to everyone, we can be a lot of things to you. Learn more at maysville.kctcs.edu.
That's the sound of your truck losing you money. Whether you're a major trucking operation or an independent owner, you're losing business. Let me give you some advice. Call Willie & Son Trucking. Their certified Caterpillar, Cummins, and Detroit experts can get your truck moving so you can get back to doing business. Call Willie & Son Trucking for an overhaul or glider kit rebuild at 937-763-9521. Keep your business rolling with Willie & Son Trucking.
Weston Baldwin will lead off for the Lions in the top of the 7th. Baldwin walked his first time at bat. That was in the first. Grounded out the first, his second time at bat. For the second out in the third, reached on a fielder's choice. His last time at bat. First pitch was called ball 1. Second pitch called strike 1. 1-1 the count for Weston Baldwin. Clayton Colvin took over in the 6th inning on the mound now for the Greyhounds. This one will be in the dirt for ball 2. Colvin, a junior for the Greyhounds. That one, another one of those sinkers that doesn't quite sink enough. Stays high for ball 3. That one ends up swatted away by Baldwin to run the count full. Coach Zimmerman giving some advice to the batter as he steps back in with a 3-2 count. Now the payoff, it's going to be ball 4 for the walk. First walk given up by Colvin. And coming to bat, it's going to be Van Bennington. Oh, nope, we're going to have a sub batter. All right, Coach Zimmerman's going to come over and fill us in.
11, Hurlis for 33, Baldwin.
Okay.
Pinch running.
Pinch runner.
He re-enters. Baldwin re-enters.
Okay.
Thank you.
So Weston Baldwin will have a pinch runner. And that runner is Spencer Hurlis, number 11. So Van Bennington will bat. Bennington took his base as a hit batter, his first time at bat in the first. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Reached on an error his second time at bat. That was in the third. Struck out his last time at bat for the second out in the 5th. Colvin with the pitch finds the strike zone as Bennington watches it go by for strike 2. Oh, 2 the count for Van Bennington. Well, he's going to be hit again. That's the second time he got hit in this game. Different pitcher, but takes his base as a hit batter, and now the Lions have runners on first and second with Cam Cottle coming to bat. Cottle reached on a bunt his first time at bat. That was in the first. And this pitch will be a pass ball, or you could call it a wild pitch. It was very much inside. I think it might even went between Cottle's legs. Ends up as a ball, and both runners move over. So Hurlis now in scoring position on third, with Bennington in scoring position on second. Cottle tries to bunt. Did not make contact, so that'll be strike 1. 1-1 the count. With no outs, looks like the Lions are going to try and load the bases. Well, take that back. That's an 0-2 count. And it'll be a fly ball that heads out toward left. And a running catch by Bentley Colvin. And the runners hold. So Cottle flies out to left for the first out of the inning. And that brings up Anderson Humphreys. Humphreys grounded out to second, his first at bat and his second at bat. Struck out his last time at bat for the first out in the 6th. So he's still looking for his first hit. And that might be it. It's going to be a line drive to center. They make the catch, though. Parker Hayslip able to run in and make the catch. So Humphreys will line out to center for the second out of the inning. And that brings up Grayson Abbott. Abbott, the left fielder, is also looking for his first hit. Flew out to center his first at bat in the second inning, sorry. Lined out to third his second time at bat. for the second out in the fourth. His last at bat, he got a walk. First pitch outside, ball one. 2 outs, 2 on, nobody in the seventh. But the Lions with a pretty big lead, 6-1 the score. That pitch also called a ball to make it a 2-0 count. Stick with us for the postgame. That one finds the strike zone to make the count 2-1. Postgame will include a conversation with one of the winning team players behind the mic, brought to you by the Driving Authority. We'll also talk to the winning coach in the ACRMC Family Medicine Coaches Comment Show. On a fly ball, again, it heads towards center, and Hayslip makes the catch. So Abbott will fly out to center field for the third out of the inning. And that time, the Lions will strand 2. They lead it 6-1. 5-run lead for the Lions. Final at bat for the Greyhounds. They've got a hole to dig out of. We'll see if they can do it when we come back right after this on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV, presented by CMT Components.
Snappy Tomato Pizza.
The only thing better than pepperoni is more pepperoni, and Snappy's pepping up their game. Your favorite round pepperoni pizza just got an upgrade with even more of the bold, zesty flavor you crave on every single slice. For a limited time, grab a large, pepped-up pepperoni pizza for just $9.99. Hurry in or order online today and have a pep rally with pepped-up pepperoni.
Snappy Delivery.
Our beliefs matter. They're reflected in our words and actions. At First State Bank, we believe in treating people well, and have since 1884. Listening, caring, looking out for each other. It's what people deserve. It's what a real local bank does. While lots of things have changed over the years, our belief in you hasn't. First State Bank, built on belief.
Our business is helping you grow. We're Baxter Tractor. We take care of you like family.
We've been growing since 1946. As your Kubota dealer, our focus is to help you grow today and into the future. Stop by one of our locations today, visit with our folks, and see our entire lineup of Kubota products.
Our business is helping you grow. Baxter Tractor.
James Hackathorn will lead off in the bottom of the seventh for the Greyhounds, trailing by 5. Hackathorn still looking for his first hit. Swats the first one away for strike 1. Hackathorn struck out his first time at bat for the third out in the second. Walked his last time at bat. That was in the 5th. Second pitch high, ball 1. And he'll punch this one out into center field. Takes a couple of hops. That's a single. Hackathorn with a line drive into shallow center. Gets on base. And that'll bring up Landon Doyle. That's only the 4th hit given up in the game by Miller. And I think we're going to see, probably going to see Bentley Colvin run. Yep. Bentley Colvin, which is who Hackathorn DH is for, will now come run. Landon Doyle will come to bat, also looking for his first hit of the game. Grounded out to short, his first time at bat for the first out in the 3rd. Hit a sacrifice bunt his last time at bat for the first out in the 5th. Miller taking his time and keeping a close eye on Bentley. Pitch will be high and inside, ball 1 for Doyle. Again, the score 6-1. The Lions leading the Greyhounds. And Coach Zimmerman coming over to have a conversation with the umpire. Not sure what that's about. Might be something to do with the substitute runner. Not sure what that would be. Looks like nothing's going to change, so we'll return to play. I will name a Snappy Tomato Pizza player of the game after this one. I'll have all your post-game stats for you. Doyle steps back in with a 1-0 count. Pitch is high for ball 2. Beautiful Friday evening. And Doyle watches that one go by for strike 1. By the way, there are some festivities happening tomorrow at the landing here in Manchester. The River Festival. And a foul down the first base line makes the count 2-2. So if you were looking for something to do this weekend, you got a couple of opportunities in Adams County. You've got the River Festival in Manchester, and then you've got the Food Truck Festival going on. Adams County Eats, I think is what they call that, in West Union. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Doyle strikes out for the first out of the inning. Lots of entertainment on the stage as well during Adams County Eats. And the best part of any festival is the food, so that's pretty much what that little festival's all about, is the food and just some entertainment. Traven Hildebrand now at bat. First pitch called ball 1. Hildebrand is 1 for 3. Second pitch inside, ball 2. Hildebrand lined out to second his first time at bat for the first out in the first. Got a triple his second time at bat and scored. Struck out his last time at bat for the second out in the 5th. Right now he's ahead in the count 3-0. Let's see if he'll swing away on this pitch. Nope. Thought it was going to be inside. Curveball for strike 1. (3-1) the count for Traven Hildebrand with a runner on. And there's ball 4. And that is the 5th walk given up in the game by Miller. Greyhounds with runners on first and second will send Luke Applegate to bat. But first, we're going to have a conversation on the mound. Maybe that conversation was about pitch count, as Cameron Miller has been out there for all 7 innings. He may be running out of pitches, I believe. Well, not a change yet. So head coach Kyle Zimmerman pulls his infield together to have a conversation. And I believe that's all we're going to see as a conversation. I don't think we're going to see a pitching change, but Miller's got to be getting pretty high in the pitch count. Teammates all giving him a tap. All right, we're ready to return to play. Again, Luke Applegate will be at bat. Applegate has walked twice in this one, once in the first, once in the 5th. Fouled out in the 3rd for the second out in that inning. Miller checks the runner now, the pitch. Whoa, what a curveball. Applegate thought he was going to have to back out, and it curved across the plate for strike 1. That's probably the best looking pitch we've seen all night. Fastball, and Applegate jumps on it lines it out to right center field. It's going to be good for a single, and it's going to bring the runner home. Yep. Bentley Colvin comes home to score. Only the second run given up in the game by Miller, and only the third hit too, by the way. No, sorry, I forgot to mark one down. That's actually the fifth hit of the game, as Applegate with a line drive into right center field, got a single and an RBI. Clayton Colvin now at bat. His first pitch was called ball one. Jumps on the second pitch, heads toward right field. Will it stay fair? It does not. That goes foul for strike one. Colvin still looking for his first hit in this game. He had a couple of hits last night against White Oak. Grounded out to second his first time at bat tonight for the second out in the first. Flew out to left for the third out his second time at bat. And then flew out to the pitcher his last at bat for the third out in the fifth. Swats that one away for strike two. 1-2 the count for Clayton Colvin, with Luke Applegate, the runner on first, and one run already in for the Greyhounds. He ducks out of the way of that one for ball two. And it'll be a grounder to second. Easy throw at first. But Hildebrand comes home to score another run. Actually forgot that Manchester still had a runner out there on third. They had runners on the corners. And now they have moved Applegate over to second as Hildebrand comes home. That was a ground ball to second for the second out, by the way. So now the Greyhounds will have Carson Inman at bat. Inman fouls his first pitch over the backstop for strike one. Inman does have a hit already. That was his last time at bat. He got a single in the sixth. Swats that one away over the backstop, strike two. Miller one strike away from getting a victory here as Inman with an 0-2 count. That one will be inside for ball one. Gets past Baldwin and allows Applegate to move over. So 1-2 the count with a runner on third and two runs already in here in the bottom of the seventh. But the Greyhounds trail it, are still trailing by 3 runs. 6-3 the score with the Lions leading. And this will be a fly ball out to center. The center fielder fell down and cannot get to it. That's good for a single, and another run scores. Ben Miller, the center fielder, got tangled up, got his feet tangled up and fell down. So with a fly ball deep into center field, a single for Inman with an RBI. And now it's down to 2 runs as far as the lead goes for the Lions. If you're a Greyhound fan, well, it's down to 2 runs for them to tie it up and move this into extra innings. Hayslip now at bat. First pitch called ball one. Parker Hayslip walked his first time at bat. Another pitch in the dirt for ball two. Flew out to left his second time at bat for the second out in the fourth. Flew out to third his last time at bat for the first out in the sixth. That one will be low for ball three. So Hayslip ahead in the count, 3-0. Let's see if he'll swing away at this one. Got Inman out there on first. Nope, let it go by for strike one. Greyhounds have 3 hits in this inning. 3 runs in, but they have 2 outs. There's the walk. Second walk in this inning given up by Cameron Miller.
Number 21.
And coming to bat is going to be Braylon Rickett. So the tying run is at bat with Braylon Rickett, the right fielder. Jumps on the first pitch. It's a fly ball into right field that is reeled in by Zane Collins. And the Lions are able to hang on and get the victory as Rickett flies out to right field for the 3rd out of the inning. And the Lions get the victory tonight, 6-4 over top of the Manchester Greyhounds. Congratulations to the Fairfield Lions as they ruin the opportunity for the Greyhounds to have first place all by themselves. They will now share first place with either White Oak or Peebles, whoever wins in that matchup tonight at Peebles, between White Oak and Peebles. Stick with us. We've got our post-game show. We're going to talk to head coach Kyle Zimmerman and the ACRMC Family Medicine Coaches Comment Show. We'll also talk to one of the Fairfield Lions in Behind the Mic, brought to you by the Driving Authority. So we're back with our postgame right after this on C103.
I'm a little bit of a hillbilly. You know, I was raised in Cincinnati, Ohio. We moved to Hillsboro in 1971, fell in love with rural living. I bought an 18-acre piece of property out in the country, started raising cattle, but there's nothing like walking out your back porch and seeing soybeans, corn's growing, cattle grazing in the pastures and baling hay.
Big box home improvement stores don't brag about their customer service and knowledgeable staff, and that's because they rarely have either one. Do you really want electrical and plumbing advice from a person who was assembling patio furniture yesterday? Nope. Get what you need from the pros at West Union Electric and Plumbing Supply. They now have an expanded hardware line to complement the electrical and plumbing parts, plus handy tips and advice to help you get the job done. West Union Electric and Plumbing Supply, 1 block south of the courthouse on Walnut Street in West Union.
If pre-planning your funeral is the furthest thing from your mind, take a moment to reflect on some of the things closest to your heart, such as your family and friends. Pre-planning your funeral will spare them the burden of making difficult decisions at a difficult time. For information about pre-planning a funeral, visit WallaceThompsonFuneralHomes.com or contact the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes with locations in Peebles, Seaman, and Winchester. Trust in the family of Wallace Thompson Funeral Homes, providing the care and service that you and your family deserve.
Your plan is ready. It's time to build. At CMT Components, we design and manufacture quality building materials for your custom job. If you need metal panels and trim, trusses, or even a complete pole barn package, we do it all, including delivering right to your job site. To get started, call us at 937-446-3400. You can also check us out online or stop by our office in Sardinia, Ohio to discuss your plans today. Let's get building.
I'm proud to own and operate 3 locally rooted pharmacies.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at the batting stats for the Manchester Greyhounds. I had Traven Hildebrand with a hit in this game. That was a triple in the 3rd. He also was able to steal home and score a run. And he also had a walk in the 7th. Luke Applegate with 2 walks, 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 5th, and a hit. That was a single in the 7th with a line drive into right center field. Also got an RBI out of that one. 2 hits for Carson Inman. 1 in the 6th. That was a single with a ground ball to second that popped off the glove of the second baseman. And then a fly ball deep into center field for a single and an RBI in the 7th. So Inman with 2 hits. I have Hayslip with 2 walks, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 7th. I have Braylon Rickett with 1 hit. That was a single in the 4th. And then rounding out the batting stats would be James Hackathorn with a walk in the 5th and a single with a line drive into shallow center field in the 7th to get the offense rolling for the Greyhounds in the 7th. But again, they come up short by 2 runs, 6-4, your final score as the Lions get the victory. We'll look at the pitching stats for Cameron Miller as well. Cameron Miller with 6 total strikeouts. He walked 5 batters, gave up 6 hits, stranded 8 runners, and gave up 4 runs. That's a look at your batting stats for Manchester and pitching stats for Miller. We'll take a quick break and be back to have a conversation with Cameron Miller as we go behind the mic, brought to you by the Driving Authority right here on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV, presented by CMT Components.
I'm proud to own and operate 3 locally rooted pharmacies: Bristow Pharmacy in Ripley, Donahue Pharmacy in Georgetown, and Sardinia Pharmacy in Sardinia. We offer everything a large pharmacy chain can, and quite a few things that they can't. In most cases, you're in and out within 5 minutes, receiving exactly what you need efficiently and compassionately. Our pricing is often equal to or better than competitors in our region, and our commitment to customer service is unmatched. If you have any questions or would like to learn more about our services, we'd love to hear from you.
Summer's almost here and it's time to service your vehicle to prepare for those long road trips ahead. Bowling Automotive Service is here to help. Sardinia's local auto repair expert has built their reputation on hard work, integrity, and their auto repair expertise. Bowling Auto Service does batteries, brakes, inspections, oil changes, tires, diagnostics, and more. Call Bowling Auto Service at 937-213-2046. Stop by 12702 White House Road in Sardinia or visit them online at bowlingautomotiveservice.com.
Mike, brought to you by the Driving Authority. On our postgame show is Cameron Miller. Cameron, you pitched a complete game and gave up only 2 earned runs out of the 4, correct?
Yeah.
Pretty nice game. Mm-hmm. I noticed there was a speed gun over here, kind of keeping track of things for you. How did it feel out there tonight? Were you getting the speed you thought you would?
Yeah, I felt like I was throwing it a little harder than I normally do.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. You threw a pretty nice curveball. I'm sure you threw several of them, but that was a wicked curve you threw in the 7th there. I think it might have been against Applegate. I don't remember for sure, but
it was.
It was. That was a wicked curve. He backed out. Thought you were going to hit him. Mm-hmm. That was a pretty nice pitch.
Yeah.
Well, how does it feel to spoil the night for the Greyhounds? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It feels great.
I mean, they're still going to be in first place, but they're not alone now.
Yeah,
now they're going to have to share it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty nice game. What was the thought coming into this game? Were you a little nervous pitching against the Greyhounds?
A little bit, yeah, but I just had to calm down and just pitch my game.
Yeah? Well, you were pretty good keeping a level head. You're only a sophomore, right?
I'm a junior.
You're a junior. Okay.
Yeah.
We had you down as a sophomore. Sorry about that. So either way, you're still you're not an underclassman, but you're still a fairly young pitcher. You got 1 whole more year to go, and of course you got to help your team get through tournament as well.
Yeah.
Looking forward to tournament?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. So not quite the season you were hoping to have, though, was it?
Yeah, but as long as we go deep in the tournament, I don't care about the season.
That's right. It's a whole nother season, isn't it? Once tournament gets here. Any shout-outs you want to give?
Shout out to my teammates, my coach, and all the fans here.
Yeah? All right. Awesome job. Cameron Miller pitching a complete game here tonight and joining us for Behind the Mic. Thanks, Cameron. We're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we'll talk to head coach Kyle Zimmerman with the ACRMC Family Medicine Coaches Comment Show right after this on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV, presented by CMT Components.
With all the financial headlines, are you wondering if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Your Edward Jones financial advisor, Ron Lynch, can help. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, we can work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by our office at 481 Tucker Drive in Maysville. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
At Southern Hills Community Bank, we take great pride in building strong relationships with our customers. We're dedicated to providing the best products and services to fit your needs, like checking and savings, home and auto loans, plus ATM and debit cards, online banking, bill pay, and mobile banking with mobile deposit. Visit SouthernHillsCommunityBank.com or stop by any of our 8 convenient locations. We want to be your bank. Southern Hills Community Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender. Customer service with a difference.
Creating a memorial to honor a lost loved one is a time-honored tradition. Whether it's a graveside monument, a cremation monument, or a pet memorial, the craftsmen at Peoples Monument Company will walk you through every step of the process, from concept to completion. Visit Peoples Monument Company, located on North Main Street in Peoples, and online at peoplesmonument.com. Choose Peoples Monument Company because sharing the life story of a loved one with those who matter most isn't just important today, it's important forever.
As we want to thank Kyle for coming by and joining us here for the interview. Kyle, you are the party spoiler tonight here at Manchester as you took away their opportunity to have first place all by themselves.
Well, I'll tell you, that wasn't on our mind really coming into tonight's game. The way we've been playing, throughout the year, we kind of been like a tale of two teams. And we've been up, we've been down, and our job tonight was to come in here and just try to find some momentum going into the postseason. And if we can continue this, we look pretty good. However, we've been known to falter, so we just got to keep grinding at it every day. Did it feel different tonight? Not really. I mean, last couple years, or last year, I didn't get a victory over Manchester at all. So, we really wanted it. I personally wanted it. Trey, me, great friend, good coach, and coming in here, any Shack opponent is always a tough game. Right. And there's always tension built up going into it. I don't care who it is. So, no, there wasn't a different feel. But on the flip side, the way we started off, I did feel pretty good about our team. And even if the result wouldn't have been us on top at the end, we did play better and play well, so I've seen some growth and some progress there. So not the season you wanted, but heading into tournament, you start back, everybody starts over for tournament. How you feeling about things moving forward? Well, if we continue to play like we just played this evening, I do feel pretty good about it. There's a lot of good teams in the Southeast District, though, so, any night you step on the diamond, you got to be prepared no matter what your draw is. And we'll go home. We got a couple games next week to get us ready. We got Washington Courthouse, Huntington, and Georgetown. So we got some teams to help us prepare to get ready. And of course, the draw comes out Sunday, so we'll know a little bit better about our path forward and can start making a game plan accordingly. Yeah, the win here tonight might help you a little bit in the seeding. Hopefully. I got us right now, honestly. I'm hoping for a 6. I think we're probably in that 7, 8, 9 range by looking at stuff. So we're not where we want to be. However, beggars can't be choosers. We're going to take what we get and move forward. Yeah. You got to be pretty happy with Cameron Miller tonight. Started and finished. Yeah. Cameron pitched a really nice game for us this evening. And really, up until the last inning, things pretty much went his way. Defense stepped up behind him, had a little miscue there in the bottom half of the 7th. However, we'd managed to manufacture enough runs, give him a little bit of cushion where we weren't too excited about that. I mean, we didn't want to let it slip away from us, but when you're playing with a lead, it makes your pitcher staff a lot more comfortable. It makes me a lot more comfortable. It makes them a lot more comfortable. Yeah. What was that conversation you had there in the 7th with the umpire? I didn't know if maybe Cameron was getting high in pitch count or what you were worried about. I should tell you that I just wanted to come out and say hi to my buddy Truman Heisch behind the plate. But in reality, I did not write the correct number down when they pinch ran for the DH. And that was the starter. He re-entered back in, which you're legally allowed to do. So I just want to come out and tell my buddy Truman hi. So we won't call that a coaching blunder, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that will. So we'll go with that as well. All right. Well, it happens once in a while. We were just caught up in the game, Ken. Yeah. Well, if that was your only mistake, you're way ahead of me because I make multiple mistakes every game. No, we didn't. We're not going there. I've made mistakes today, and I guarantee you when I get home I'll make several more. Yeah. So this is just we're living in the moment. Yeah. Well, it's easy for me to get lost and miss something. So, well played game tonight. Thank you. We talked about Cameron. Excuse me. On the hitting side, your team also did a pretty decent job putting the bat on the ball. Yeah, Zane Collins is in there. We we did a lot more with the small ball game this evening. That seemed to be very effective for us, which is another good sign going into postseason. Is we have the ability to bunt, but the youth on our team, and I shouldn't say youth, but the lack of experience, sometimes you get a little nervous putting them in that situation. But we've run a couple of squeeze plays now. We've done a lot of bunt and run. We've managed to be able to play the small ball game in our favor, and that builds confidence behind them. So that's what's going to make them better.
Rice, I had him for a single and a triple with an RBI. Nice night batting for him.
Yeah, Caleb leading off for us. We're playing with Caleb a little bit at the plate, and Caleb's done a nice job. He doesn't get frustrated. He steps in there. He's a gamer. There's no doubt about it. He wants to play ball every evening. Doesn't matter what type of ball it is. He wants to be out there. He wants to be engaged. So.
Yeah. And I'm sure that first inning really helped your team with confidence.
Sure it did.
Yeah,
sure
you guys jumped out. What was it, 3 runs you
scored?
3
runs in the first, and that makes a big difference. Then they came back and got one, and we answered that for a 4-1 game there for a while till it was in the top of the 6th or 5th. Anyway, we got a couple more tacked onto it, so that alleviates a lot of pressure at that point.
Yeah, it definitely does. Well, Coach, nice, well-played game. Good luck in tournament. Any shout-outs you want to give?
Once again, I got to shout out my wife for putting up with me, well, just basically in general. And then the coaching staff.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with baseball.
No, nothing. That's a 365-day-a-year job. And then but the coaching staff, and all the fans that drive clear down here to Manchester to support them. I mean, we haven't had the best of seasons. However, there has been no love for Fairfield athletics from the Fairfield community, and that means a lot to these young athletes, be it baseball, softball, basketball, track, soccer, whatever.
Yeah, there was a nice crowd here tonight for this game.
That is it's a good sign. It's a sign of a good school district, and we're appreciative of it.
Well, hopefully everybody will make the long drives in tournament because, it doesn't take long, and you get into your second game, you could be making a drive.
Yeah, hopefully there are several long drives coming ahead of us, Ken. Exactly.
Right. Coach Zimmerman, congratulations. Thanks for coming by talking with us on the ACRMC Family Medicine Coaches Comment Show. We'll take one final break. We'll come back and talk about some stats and name a snappy tomato pizza player of the game right after this on C103 and Good Guys Radio TV, presented by CMT Components.
I wanted to prove to myself that I could go to college and get my degree.
What if I went to Southern State? What if I'm able to go and become that nurse or that lawyer or that teacher? Southern State Community College allows students to rise above the circumstances that they're surrounded by and become something more than they ever dreamed possible.
Don't let a blown tire slow you down this season. Trust Magulac Tire Service in Hillsboro to keep you on the roll and in the field. At Magulac, they offer on-the-farm ag and tire service, saving you downtime and saving you money. Call Magulac Tire Service for all your tire needs at 937-364-2592 or stop in on Route 50 in Hillsboro. At Magulac Tire Service, their emphasis is on great service. That's more than just a slogan. That's the Magulac commitment every single day. Looking for the right path to your future? Let Ohio Means Jobs Adams Brown be your compass. With the PATH program, we'll guide you every step of the way. Whether you're navigating career planning, academic rewards, or paid work experience, PATH is your route to success. For ages 14 to 24, it's time to forge your path one opportunity at a time. Ready to step forward? Visit omjadamsbrown.org/path today and start paving the way to your brighter tomorrow. A division of APCAM must meet eligibility requirements. Funding is provided by TANF and WIOA and administered by ODJFS.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Before we talk about the Fairfield batting stats, let's look at the pitching stats for Manchester. I had Kenton Butt throwing 3 strikeouts. He walked 3 batters, gave up 4 hits, hit 1 batter, had 1 error committed behind him, stranded 2 runners, and gave up 4 runs. Then Braylon Rickett took over in the 5th. He struck out 2 batters and stranded 2 runners. Then Clayton Colvin took over, and that was actually also in the 5th, if I remember that correctly. No, that was in the 6th, I think. Yeah. So anyway, after only 5 batters for Rickett. Colvin took over, so that was in the 6th.
That's right.
To close it out, Colvin struck out 1 batter, walked 1 batter, gave up 3 hits, hit one batter, and stranded 2 and gave up 2. So the Lions come out on top in this one, 6-4 over top of the Manchester Greyhounds. Now, let's take a look at those batting stats for the victorious Fairfield Lions. I had Caleb Rice with 2 hits, a single in the 1st and a triple in the 6th with an RBI, also a stolen base, and he walked in the 2nd, by the way. Cameron Miller, I had him with a single. That was in the 1st. He walked in the 5th. Ben Miller also had a hit. That was a double in the 6th. Zane Collins with a bunt in the 1st with an RBI. Also reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th and got a single in the 6th. I had Weston Baldwin with 1 walk in the 1st. He also reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th. That was a bunt that Manchester decided not to try and make a play. And then also he walked in the 7th. I had Van Bennington. He was like a magnet for the pitchers tonight. He was hit his first time at bat in the 1st and hit his last time at bat in the 7th. And he also reached on an error. That was in the 3rd. I had Cam Cottle reaching on a bunt in the 1st. And I think that does it, other than Grayson Abbott also did get a walk. That was in the 6th. So that's all of your batting stats for the Fairfield Lions. That brings us to our final thing to do, and that's to name a Snappy Tomato Pizza player of the game. Who gets the pizza tonight? Well, a couple of players are certainly worthy of it. Again, we had, hats off to Van Bennington. He got hit twice. So, that at least deserves a mention there. You had Collins with 2 hits, a bunt and a single with an RBI. Miller with a hit. That's Ben Miller. And then you had Rice with 2 hits and an RBI and a stolen base. But Cameron Miller started the game and finished the game on the mound for the Lions, and he also had a hit. That was a single in the 1st. That was the 2nd hit by the Lions in that 1st inning, and helped. He also scored a run, so helped get them out to that early lead. And then, of course, all that defense on the mound, pitching a great game, striking out 6 batters. He did walk 6 and gave up 6 hits, but stranded a total of 8 and only gave up 2 earned runs out of 4 runs being scored by the Greyhounds to get the victory here tonight. That is Cameron Miller. So we're going to go with Cameron Miller as our Snappy Tomato Pizza player of the game. Congratulations to Cameron as your winning pitcher and getting a single. He'll be our Snappy Tomato Pizza player of the game, and congratulations to the Fairfield Lions as they defeat Manchester 6-4. And Manchester will now share first place with either Peebles or White Oak. Last we heard, Peebles was leading it 10-5. That was the final. All right, so Peebles got the victory. So Peebles will share first place in Division II of the Shack with Manchester. Congratulations to the Indians. And congratulations to the Greyhounds again, still getting first place. They just didn't get to have it all by themselves as the Lions spoiled that tonight. We still have one regular season game for you. That'll be on Monday. It'll be Lynchburg at Fayetteville as Lynchburg tries to see if they can finish out the season with a gold ball. That'll be our final regular season broadcast on Monday night. That'll do it for us from Manchester High School. I want to thank Sarah Rigdon for producing everything in the studio tonight for C103, and Matt Hildebrand for producing everything tonight on Good Guys Radio TV. I'm Ken Smith. Thanks for listening to Shack Baseball on C103 and watching on Good Guys Radio TV, presented by CMT Components.
Thank you for tuning in. Rewatch this video and many more on demand at goodguysradiotv.com.